Alright, for this week, we're going to make it nice and simple here. We're looking at powers of powers, multiplying powers, and the dividing powers. Alright, so I'm going to start off with power of a power. Whenever you have a power of a power, it means you have a base number. So 10 would be my base number with an exponent or to the second power. And then I would also be powering this. So what that looks like is if I have 10 to the second power, this is actually written as 10 times 10, right? So we got to remember, whenever we have exponents, it means we're multiplying groups versus like when you have regular multiplication, you're adding groups. So here, I'm multiplying my groups. So whatever my group is, I have 10 to the second power, which is also written as 10 times 10, okay? And what this is telling me with my exponent here, my power, is telling me that I have two groups of this, right? So then now I can rewrite this whole expression as 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. I have two groups of this function, right? So whatever this is, what's happening here, this exponent is telling me I have two of these. Okay, so if I were to expand this like I just did, I have two groups of 10 to the second power. So this here is my expression. This here is expanding. And then if I were to actually write this with a single power or a single exponent, a single power slash exponent would equal 10. And then how many times am I multiplying this? 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 10 to the fourth power. Okay. We can also say that when you have a power of a power, you are simply multiplying your powers. How many times am I multiplying this 10? Right? How many times am I multiplying it? Because I have two groups of this, and in each group you're multiplying. You're going to, let's say here that we're going to multiply powers or exponents. Let me use exponent. So this becomes 2 times 2, which just becomes 4. This is 10 to the fourth power, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Okay. For multiplying powers, this happens when you have the same base number because we know that exponents and powers is multiplying groups, right? So if I have the same base number, it means that I am continuously or constantly multiplying, right? And so right now, multiplying powers. This is my expression here. My expression is 10 to the fourth power times 10 to the second power. Okay? If I were to expand this, oh, sorry, before I do this, the rule here, I'm doing it just like the other one. The rule here is add powers. It's my rule. I'm adding my powers. Reason being, when I expand this, okay? Sorry, I changed it back to black here. When I expand this, my expanded form is going to equal 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, right? And then I'm also going to have, well, times 10 times 10. I have the same base number and I'm multiplying. I'm multiplying 10 4 times. I'm also multiplying by 10 2 more times, right? This is just continuous multiplication. So we are multiplying our groups. I have 2 groups of 10 that are being multiplied by 4 groups of 10. Okay? And then, so if I wrote this as a single power, I mean, the easiest way, you're adding the powers, you just count up how many times you're multiplying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 4 plus 2 is 6. Single exponent slash power equals 10 to the 6th power. And just so you know this too, if you're doing this in, I don't know if they do it in, if it works in Google Docs like this, but if you have these two little functions here, where you have x here, this is letting you know that this is your exponential function, right? So that's how I'm getting my exponents up here. I just click on this little button. If I don't have this, I then will write this as, forgot about that part. If I don't have that button, I'll write this as 10. And the number 6, if I hit shift in the number 6, it'll give me that, and I just put a 6 there. And this little arrow is letting me know that this is a exponent. Okay. So either one of these answers works. All right, dividing powers. The opposite of multiplication is division. The opposite of addition is, it would be subtraction. So, once again, this is my expression. 10 to the 4th power divided by 10 to the 2nd power. The rule here is you subtract powers. Uh-oh. I subtract the powers. Okay, so same thing. Let's make that red. Make this red. Make this red. And then my expanded form. And then my single slash power is going to be equal to 10 to the 2nd power. Okay, so I subtract my powers. My expanded form now, 4 minus 2 is going to be 2, 2. So 10 times 10, this is 10 to the 2nd power. So if there's any questions on this, feel free, email me. Yep, and I'll answer any questions tomorrow.